We are the Land and Water Lab at the University of Florida, and we are under the Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences. We are a very applied research group. We focus here on student development as well as real-world applications. We are trying to convert our results into practical solutions for everyday life.
Most environmental science labs go out into the field and collect samples from fieldwork, but we are a data processing lab, so we collect large data sets from regional and global sources.
The goal of our lab is to make science accessible to any audience, and so one way we do this is by communicating our research and concepts in ways that don't exclude people but welcomes them into our work.
I get to play with dirt. As a researcher, you can do a lot more than just kind of sit in a lab all day and just work with chemicals. And so just finding a project that's right for you and finding a research project that you're really passionate about can help a lot.
My work is important because it's helping to understand freshwater fisheries and the degree to which they might be threatened by things like dams, pollution, habitat loss, and overharvest.
The types of research questions that we're asking are not necessarily these big theoretical questions, but they're more questions of how can we do things better, or how can we solve problems and improve people's livelihoods.
My work is important because it helps connect people with their environment and helps them develop practices that protect those natural resources that shape the human experience.
I believe my work will impact communities and help people obtain clean drinking water worldwide. I want the world to know that my work is less dedicated to figuring out abstract scientific concepts and more about helping others throughout the world.
I'm most excited that my research can be used to bridge together different groups of people, like policymakers and farmers and scientists.
We're looking in our group just for really motivated students. We need students who care. We need students who care about the research and the science. But we also need students who are just really interested in education and community outreach. There is a disconnect between science and the public, and we need to better bridge that gap. So the types of students that we're looking for are ones that are going to be motivated about their work and about their science and can communicate that in a passionate way to the public.
One of the things I like about this lab is that we answer very different types of questions but using similar tools. So for example, I might be working on a project that's looking at the global distribution of dams, while one of my lab mates might be doing the same thing for distribution of irrigation, but we get to use the same tools and similar processes.
I really like this lab because it's a collaborative space, so although we have our own research projects, we're able to ask questions and answer them together.
Just stay curious, keep asking questions, go out into the world, disconnect from your electronics, pick up some dirt in your hand, feel it, look at trees, understand nature, explore as much as you possibly can.
One of the things that I've realized in my research is just the global need for understanding more, not only about fisheries, but about freshwater and about ecosystems and watersheds. And so we need more scientists and people who are excited about answering these types of questions.
A scientist doesn't have to look or act like any single type of person, but science is a space for anyone, especially young women, to make a difference.
The reason why it's important to be a part of the Scientists in Every Florida School program is because a lot of these challenges are embedded in our systems, our cultural systems. They're just social norms. And so if we can start communicating these challenges at an earlier age, then they don't necessarily become challenges later in life. So if we're looking to overcome problems and how the world is interacting with its resources, that often happens at the earliest level, which is generally a K-12 program. And so it's important for scientists to get their results into the hands of the younger generation.